Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back to another episode of our glorious Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Let's Play. This is going to be another exciting session as we continue to see progress just outside of Uprisinggrad with our iron and steel facilities, and further down south as well, south of Vera. Hopefully we will see some progress with regards to oil, though there are some other things to tackle first as well. Up north, quote-unquote north, across the river, we have started seeing the food situation get normalized. There are still a couple of bumps and bruises to be had. We are still probably going to need some more fields as well, but progress has been made for now, and I think we're at a point where I'm going to allow it to sort of stand as is as we tackle the sort of new development of oil and fuel and bitumen and all that, and figuring out how to actually transport it across the river as well. Got some excellent suggestions in the comments. Now, actually, on that note, as always, folks, if you've been enjoying this series and you would like to see it continue, then do not hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do more or less of, and how I do it. So, whether it's feedback, advice, suggestions, thoughts, opinions, stories, whatever it might be, leave it down below. I am guaranteed to read it, even if it's coming, 10 months after the release of the video itself. I do enjoy going through comments and the nostalgia that comes with it as well, especially if it's on an older episode. So I just wanted to mention again, folks, do keep it coming, because it's what's got us all the way to episode 111. What an episode number. What a wild number. Anyway, the first thing we're going to do is actually tackle one of the issues from our, that was pointed out in the comments. Again, thank you. I don't know how long, oh dear, I wish I hadn't checked. Damn. The fact that this train is empty means that it's been stuck here for over 5 hours. Yikes. Alright, so, anyway, that's besides the point. Apparently, there's a solution that should be a long-term solution, and hopefully I've interpreted it correctly from the comments. But basically, what I need to do is I need to go ahead and get rid of these semaphores, and that should mean that a train will look at this entire section. I think I also need to do this, don't I? So I think what that will do is it'll have a train looking not just at this block, but the block ahead of it, to see which of the tracks it should be going for. I mean, obviously it should only head towards this bottom one, but I guess more importantly, it'll allow the train coming through over here to assess which one of these is free, and then it won't go onto the wrong side of the tracks and end up causing the blockade. I guess that's the more important change we're making over here. So hopefully this, hopefully again, I've understood the comment correctly, and this will fix the problem. Now, one thing we need to do before it will fix the problem is actually loop you around, I think send you temporarily towards the platform there. Now, I won't be able to make it through because the semaphores will block it, and this should be the last time I have to do this, but what I'm hoping is it'll push off, allowing this train to pass underneath it, though really, if I'm completely honest, I would rather this train loop back to Veterinkagrad East and pick up some passengers, because there are, well, workers, I should say, not passengers, because there are some people waiting. Oh man, look at all these ambulances being stuck here is not a good thing. Alright, well, hopefully this will solve the problem once and for all. Again, thanks for pointing that out. I do hope I've interpreted it correctly, and we'll never see this again. Fingers crossed. Apart from that, I got some excellent suggestions with regards to what we're planning for moving oil up north. And I've mulled over this a fair bit. Now, what I love is the idea of actually shipping oil across the river. Makes perfect sense. We already have the docks. We already have the ability to connect a pipe to this side, and I believe the small harbor, yeah, it'll be a little bit harder to get it out here. Oh yeah, okay, beautiful. We're actually able to get it out of this area. Okay, so what we're probably going to aim to do is have the trains come up from down over here, from south of here, like have the trains come up. I think the recommendation in the comments, again, the advice from my ministers, if you will, was to go around the mountains entirely. Now, the problem is these mountains, this mountain range, if you can call it that, goes on for a fair bit. So going around would be quite expensive and time-consuming. I have considered maybe going over this way, you know, past this entire area and then looping back around, but we'll have a similar problem when we get over here. It'll be pretty messy. I think what we'll do is actually keep the tunnel as is, but the rest of the suggestion I really quite like, which is I think I'm fine with joining up over here, but rather than going across the bridge, we're actually going to separate over here and, yeah, ship, using literal ships, the oil, the bitumen, and the fuel across. It'll take a little bit of us having to figure out... Now, here's the thing. This is my first time dealing with pipes and the pumping stations and things like that, so I'm a little worried that it's not going to work how I understand it's supposed to work, but whatever. We'll learn. We'll move forward. We'll grow from it. So that's the plan here. We're going to build those tracks. We're going to plan those tracks out. We will double track these as well, and we'll get to work on those right away. In fact, how are we... What's going on over here? Still building this one. We have a vehicle en route. It's probably blocked is my assumption. Yeah, of course. Of course it is. All right, so what are you working on? Nothing. So let's loop you around, and hopefully we'll allow this to come through as well, because it's got to cross the tracks, right? Yeah, I'll need to clean this stuff up, and I need to make sure those guys are free so they can work on the other train tracks as well when the time comes. Might actually buy some more construction vehicles. And actually, one more thing I wanted to check was... Okay. Oh, no, actually not okay. We are actually running pretty low on bricks down here. This was actually... I don't know why it's been nagging me for a while, but I sporadically, when I'm just kind of chilling, I realize, hang on a second, we've stopped how many bricks we send down. Maybe we should actually send more bricks down. We got quite a few bricks picked up over here. Yeah, we unload 29% at the open storage. Let's maybe make that, sure, 50%. And let's make sure our ship is picking it up as well, because I'm pretty sure we told it to stop, if I'm not mistaken. Over at Vecherinkagrad. Yes, load bricks as well. Do not unload the bricks. That was, again, a temporary solution to prevent some of the blockages we were seeing. Over here, I should actually... Yeah, we've got these guys limited, so that's fine. Alright, cool. Cool, we should be good. Yeah, that should do the trick. Sorry, just getting distracted by a lot of things, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot on my mind as well, including, for example, how the steel mill seems to just not be getting as many workers as it once did. So to solve that, I think the reason for that is this path over here, which actually we should be able to connect over here as well. Oh, that's a road, sorry. Be able to connect, yeah. Go ahead and auto-build this, please. Just to make it a bit more convenient. I think this connection, though, personally, I built it specifically for passengers to be able to come through and enjoy the facilities over here, even go to school over here. And that's great that they're able to do that, but unfortunately, I think they're also going here to work. And as a result of that, oh, nice, I can actually reach the kindergarten too. But as a result of that, they're no longer going to the train station for work. So let's go ahead and assign a couple of these guys, a couple of these buildings to that train station, and maybe that will bring a surplus back. We have a lot of passengers waiting here, not a lot of workers. Yeah, I feel like that's the problem. I feel like this footpath is causing us some struggles here, and hopefully it won't be for too long. Let's go ahead and... Where are you guys headed? I know quite a few of these guys are also employed in, like, the local areas, right? That's the other thing as well. Well, let's stick with just these two buildings for now. We'll see how that affects the situation up over here, because, yeah, the steel mill, I think, has been a little understaffed lately. The mechanical components factory has been doing okay, but because the steel mill is undersupplied in terms of workers, we're not developing our surpluses as quickly as we once used to. So I would really like to try and solve that problem as well. All right, I think we're good to hit play. We're at 9.2 million, so money's looking on its way up again. Population, we've got a fair bit of 21 pluses, but I'm okay with that for now. Unemployment is on its way up as well, but I feel like the train blockade over here is certainly not helping with that. We'll see how that gets tackled over here, but yeah. Hopefully we'll see some good progress over here too. Let's go ahead and hit play. Regular speed for now as we plan our expansion, I think, should be fine. But yeah, okay, you know what, actually, before we start working on the oil expansion, and as the game, for some reason, alt-tabs out, there we go. I didn't alt-tab out because that would imply I pressed alt-tab. I think I had a notification pop up, my apologies. But, I want to just check to make sure this is working fine. Are you going to get on the right side of the tracks? Looks like it. Stay on that side. Stay on that side. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure this was working before I moved on to other things. And it looks like night has fallen, so I don't know how much building and planning I'm going to do at night. Workers here already. So this is going to be a bit of a struggle, just temporarily. Hang on now. Where are you headed? Oh, no, 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 that's not what I meant. Okay, here's what we'll do. It's a interesting call you've made, but as long as you get past that, I should be able to flip you around, send you towards Veterankagrad East. No, 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 don't get too far, don't get too far, don't get past that! No, stop, stop, stop! Okay, good. Because if it got past that, then we wouldn't be able to pull it back without making some major changes. But now, we're all 2 ways over here, so we should be fine. As long as you pick up some speed. Come on now. No. Ah, we're stuck. I think we're stuck. Unless I temporarily get rid of this thing. Come on, baby, keep going. Alright, fine, hold on. Here. Go, 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 go. Go. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm glad I caught that. I'm glad I stuck around for just that little bit longer. That's probably going to save us a fair bit of a heartache. And what's the deal over here? You are moving product. I'm looking for my train of workers. Yeah, same train. Oh wow, it's already made its drop off, picked up some students and stuff as well. Food is looking plentiful. Now, one of the concerns I have with regards to food distribution, I've mentioned this a couple of times, is... Again, this is part of the reason why I didn't want to use distribution offices, is because they are sending whatever truck they feel makes most sense to have over here, which sometimes is the smaller truck. And I want the smaller trucks to be distributing to the local markets, to the local shops, because that just makes more sense. Over here right now, food is a little bit on the low side. I don't like that. We have food stockpiled over here. Why are we not picking any up? All these trucks are coming at roughly the same time, it feels like. Which is also a problem. That's a problem in its own way. You're gonna pick up what? 16 tons? No, 8 tons of food. Okay, we have enough for 2 trucks, I suppose. Needed a bit more staggered. They all come through at the same time. Now, crops is starting to be a bit of an issue as well. Again, I don't want to focus on crops today. We've focused on that for a handful of sessions in a row. I want to make sure you stay until you're loaded, so you don't congest this area up. Same thing with you. Stay until you're loaded. If you don't have any crops, then you shouldn't be coming down over here. And, yeah, okay, you're already assigned. Okay, good. Yeah, I want to make sure this area stops being so congested. But we should be fine. These trucks keep moving as they were before. We should be able to sustain once we get into a rhythm. I might need more fields, but we'll deal with that later. We'll deal with that later. I've done enough focusing on food both up there and down over here for the last while. I would just like to move on temporarily, because what we'll need to do down over here as well is I think we're going to build more fields up over here and get an actual full food factory, like a modern food factory and agro farm and everything. I think that's what's necessary down over there. But anyway, let's go ahead and work on these tracks and how we're going to send oil across the river and things like that. So first things first. Again, I really hope I've understood the various pumping stations and stuff properly. If I haven't, then y'all let me know down in the comments. Another way to put it, I suppose, is if you see any issues with what I'm doing, do not hesitate to pipe up. God. Because it will avoid, I think, future struggles. Now, I think I'm fine with this being where we exit out over here. So what we're going to do is, the train is down over here. It loads up on fuel, oil, and bitumen. Then it goes around, goes up, all the way across, joins over here. Now, what else is coming over here? I guess steel is coming over here, and maybe even cars. Now, it's kind of... Okay, here's the thing, right? Part of the reason that it was suggested that I go around the mountain, I think I mentioned that earlier, right? The suggestion to go around the mountain. Part of that was because sending trains that are carrying dangerous materials and heavy, cargo and stuff through a residential sector is a little off-putting. And I agree. But I thought about that a little bit, and I figure if we make a bit of a buffer zone over here, and we have kind of like Uprising Grad, let's call it east and west, just for posterity, right? Or just for this example. We can have like the tracks split, the city into two separate cities with a buffer zone in between over here, and I'm pretty comfortable with that being a cargo path. But with that said, that comment had me thinking about this track over here, and steel and cars, and how we're going to deliver all of that, over to Veterinka Grad and just across the river. And now I'm wondering, rather than going up this way with those vehicles and with steel and everything, if we shouldn't actually go down over here, loop around, and go up this way. Now, is it the most efficient path? Of course not. No, we're literally, where we could cut across, we're looping down instead. Yes, it's a bit more time consuming to make that journey, but is it more realistic? Is it more fitting? Is it more appropriate? I think so. Again, I'd like to have gone up this way, but we don't really have that as an option. I mean, I suppose I could do the fuel work over here, but it's so tightly packed, it's not going to work. I suppose I could get the fuel work. No, it's too tightly packed. We have to do it up over there where we have some room, unless we want to completely demolish our work over there. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So oil goes up this way. Steel, vehicles, they all go around this way. Go up and over, which means this tunnel is kind of useless in some ways, except if we want to move passengers across, I suppose. We'll see. I'm sure we'll find some use for it. Hindsight 2020, I guess, right? But no. So, okay. So steel, oil, vehicles, all going up this way, up, around, over, and they come over here. And here's where things will get complicated. So they're all going down this way, right? Individual trains, obviously. Now here, what I'd like to do actually is, I think, yeah, we'd have all, like, I think this is going to be, I think we're going to have a lot of docks over here, which is pretty cool. But I think this is where we're going to split up the storage of vehicles and oil and fuel and everything. So let's try and keep this place super organized. But, point being, this track, this is where we're going to separate. And I wonder if I want to build like a roundabout over here. I wonder if that makes most sense. Because if we have a roundabout, a train roundabout, I say roundabout, that's not exactly what I mean, but if we have a loop over here, then we'll be able to fulfill an open storage for steel. We'll be able to fulfill a vehicle storage for, vehicles. And we'll be able to get the oil and stuff going on up there. Kind of what I'm thinking right now, actually. So if I cancel you, I'm trying to future plan. That's something I've not, I would say, done enough of over the course of this entire Let's Play, is like plan ahead. And partly, I mean, I say that like it's, part of the reason why there seems to be a lack of future planning in some aspects is because many of these things were added later on down the line, right? Like I can't future plan for features that we didn't know were coming. Or we maybe knew were coming but didn't know how they'd be implemented. So I'm trying to, now that we're at a point where we are able to plan around the movement of vehicles and things like that, I'm trying to get ahead of that. And again, if y'all notice any issues that are going to arise, again, feel free, as punny as it might be, feel free to pipe up. Let me know down below, and we can make adjustments as necessary. I would rather, adjust 10 times now, and then not have to worry about it in the future, than have to, then lay everything down, and then go, oh crap, this actually doesn't work in the future. And then have to rebuild the entire sector. That would suck. Where is this too steep of a descent happening? Over here? Alright, let's go ahead and fix that up a little bit. Too steep of a descent, you're saying, eh? Alright. Pull this up a touch. There we go. Yeah, that'll hopefully do the trick. Now this loop, I mean, there's a couple different ways I guess I could tackle this. Too steep of a descent still. Why? Alright, cool. Over here. Just a bit more. There we go. There we go. I'd like to pull it from a little bit further back. Oh, still a problem over here. That's strange, because you don't have a problem. But you have a... Oh, there we go. We might have a solution. There we go. Let's put that down. Yeah, it's straight. Okay, cool. Let's pull you down over here as well. Alright, cool. So the train comes up, goes around the bend over here. I mean, geez, I almost wonder if I should have it come out from over here a little bit sooner and just not tie this area up. But for now, this is our plan. So you come up over here, you come around over here, then you go over here, and now we loop around, right? And we need what? We need, again, just very rough planning for now. But we're going to need, where's our storage and warehouse? We're going to need, now steel doesn't get containerized, so to speak. We're not going to need these. Plastics from down there. I mean, we could pick up plastics and bring it over. Plastics and chemicals will be made down by where all the oil fields are as well, right? So that's something to think about. Container loading facility. Oh, there's no train version of them, are there? I thought there was. I could have sworn. Maybe I'm mistaken. I guess I am mistaken. Okay, okay. Back to our warehouses and stuff, though. Because I do want to get, let's see, open storage. Because that'll hold steel. So again, instead what we could do is, this is the thing, bringing steel up over here makes sense. Now that we're going to ship that across, but vehicles. Maybe we'll never send steel up that way, but vehicles for sure. For sure. Sorry for the little back and forth thing. Just trying to think as thoroughly as possible, and that obviously sometimes means second guessing everything. So space for vehicles. Alright, you have a track connection. You've got a road connection. And you've got factory connections. Maybe this goes all the way up over here. Again, I'm not sure how much space this will all take, right? Maybe this goes all the way up over here. Because we need room for all the oil stuff up over there. In this general area. This will be up over here. Vehicles. And this is, yeah, space for vehicles and containers. Okay. Okay, interesting. So we could hypothetically send plastics and stuff through this as well. Alright, before I place you down, let's go ahead and sort out our oil situation. Or our piping situation. So, we're going to need, we have 1 point over here and 1 point over here. Now, if I understand it correctly, and this is what I'm most nervous about, is not having understood this correctly. But you know what, I'm actually going to wait until the sun rises, just to make everything a lot more crystal clear. But, my concern, before I start putting things down, my concern is that these pumping stations don't work how I intend or how I expect them to. My understanding is that 3 input, 1 output means 3 different materials will be pulled and sent out individually, not at the same time obviously, but individually as they need to be pulled. Now, it's either that is possible or it's not. Because what I suspect the basic use of this is to say get oil from 3 different areas, put the oil together, and then send it out through 1 pipe. I'm hoping it can also be used to filter oil, bitumen, fuel down the same pipe. Because this pumping station, both this one and this one, they're going to be important, you know, on either end of this transit. And I really hope I've understood it correctly, because if not, it's going to be a struggle for us. We'll have to maybe rework it, but y'all let me know. Over here, just want to do a quick check since it is nighttime. I want to see to make sure that the trains are... Yeah, they're moving smoothly now, at least, for now. Hopefully that's a permanent solution that we've implemented at this stage. Unemployment has reduced as well. And what about up over here? What are we looking at? All right, we were up at 350 or so. Well, that's promising. That's promising. These trains are coming through, hopefully with a few more 22 workers. Really hope to see this situation solved, so to speak. Mechanical components are just being picked up right away, aren't they? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Once we get a surplus going, we'll be fine. Once we get a surplus going, we'll be fine. On the topic of which, looks like we have some food over here, which is great to see. 12 tons. What about meat? You got meat. Alright, cool. Progress. Anyway, sun's up. Get to work. Down over here. So, my hope is that the oil pumping, the pipe pumping station will be able to pull 3 different kinds of products. Right? Go ahead and pop you down over here. Again, no auto building. We're just planning for now. And I think we'll actually pay for all this construction. Not all that expensive. Not a lot of, or rather, sorry. I think we're actually going to build all this stuff ourselves. It's an important part of our nation. There's a certain feeling of pride and joy that comes with building it ourselves. So let's keep an eye out on like the length of the pipe and things like that, because it is resources being used. Probably not going to build it. Sorry, we're probably not going to pay for it. But if we do pay for it, I want to make sure we minimize costs as well. All right, so pop you down over here. I know, seems a little random, right? But hopefully it'll all make sense. Now these guys. This will be a hot mess, isn't it? I guess it's going to be a hot mess. Because of how the roads and stuff work. So let's go ahead and put you down like this. Right. 1. Oh, no. Right. Gotta actually flatten you. Come on now. There's a connection. Alright. There's 1. I need my number 2. Don't want the road to go all the way up there if avoidable. Come on now. Not gonna connect? You're not gonna connect. Unless I rotate this, I assume. Yeah. I should be able to connect it myself. Let's go ahead and... Oh. Okay, I like this. Sure. Put you down over here. 2. And then 3. Down over here. Like so. Sure. That actually works out alright, I think. Oh, come on. Give me a straight line. Hang on. Yeah, this has power connection as well. I just want to make sure they're all connected to power just in case. Alright, let's go ahead and put you down over here. Right. So, these guys will all store different materials. And those materials will come out of the oil slash fuel loading and unloading. Which we're going to put down over here. Okay, and what we're going to do actually is use one of these. We still have power. Let's go ahead and put you down over here. Shorten our distance there, right? Go ahead and pop you down over here. Get the loading and unloading. Oh, don't tell me you lose power down here. You do, okay. Power works over to here. Okay, okay. In that case, get rid of this, get rid of that. Let's see. Need to get you over here. Or over here. But when we get down there, it's too far. Interesting. Trying to figure out the best way to go about this then. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. Put you down over here. Let's see. Rotate a touch, I think. That looks nice. Pop you down here. After we flatten. There we go. Then we get our pipe doing this kind of a thing. Like so. And then we need this pipe going over, but I want to make sure we go up a little bit. Because we want to make sure there's clearance for the road that needs to come out over here. Alright, so, hypothetically, let me just connect some of this stuff first. Let me just connect some of this stuff first so we can block it off and see how it's looking. A little bit further out. I don't like that. Not neat. Not neat at all. Go back up to there. And again, I don't want to start building this stuff just yet. I just want to plan it out and then build it afterwards. Just want to plan it out for now. Go all the way out to here. Up and over. Cool. So connect all of these. We're good. Connect you down to here. Excellent. I'll have to see if the tracks will go through there properly. I'll just check that real quick. Yes, it will. Beautiful. Alright, so my hope and understanding is that the train will arrive over here. It will unload fuel, let's say, because we can designate what these guys contain. So it'll unload fuel down over here. It'll send bitumen down over here, as this one asks for it. And then it'll send, let's say, oil, or whatever's left, whichever the third one is that I've forgotten now. It'll go and pump it over to here. Then, when a ship arrives, those same things will be pumped individually through this pumping station as needed to the ship. If the pumping stations don't work like that, I'm going to have to rework this entire space. So, as much as I like to construct this stuff right away, part of me is hoping that I don't get to that, so that if I am mistaken, y'all can point it out. So, please do. When the time comes, though, what we'll do is we'll just build a road connection over here. And yeah, get all this stuff being built. It should be, it's a nice self-contained unit. I actually quite like it. This shape maybe still bothers me a touch, the straightness of it. I'm not sure if it's perfect. It's fine, it's fine. But yeah, we can easily connect it to our roads at 2 points. Have a little isolated section over here. Really actually quite happy with how this looks. And the ship will bring it over to the other side. Let's finish our plan down over here first, though. So the track over here would go out. Pull it straight out. Yeah, looks about right. Pull you out and pull you out over here. And then we might want, I mean, geez, what other kind of harbors are there? Cargo harbors. I could have sworn they could take on vehicles. I see there's those pumping harbors separately, presumably with, yeah, more pipes. Yeah, harbor for container and vehicles. So we will need a separate harbor. I don't see vehicles listed in, I guess they have no storage, right? So, oh geez, that's massive. You seriously don't have a warehouse? You're this big and you don't have a warehouse? 1 ton of a bunch of stuff. I don't see vehicles. Oh wow, okay, this is an interesting situation. Glad I checked. We'd have to put you down, like, over here, then. Interesting. You've got a road, you've got tracks. Now, why would I want tracks to lead directly to this thing if you can barely store things? Well, the good thing is we have the option if we want to, right? Map build on the water. Let's pull you back a bit. Some parts need to be in the water. Oh, yeah, see, there's our problem. Have to pull you up. I thought I saw a green spot, or a yellow spot at the very least, right? We know it can fit somewhere here. We know it can fit somewhere here. Some parts are required in the water. Oh, I see. Rotate you a bit. There we go. So we do have yellow. We have a green as well, though, I saw. Alright. That future planning. Okay. So I can put you down right over here. Let's go for it. Just for now. This might need a lot more adjusting when the time comes for it to be built. But just for now, let's go ahead and plan this out. Okay, I was like, why is that noise still ongoing? I don't have auto build checked on or anything. Okay, so here we're able to go up there if need be. The thing is, though, alright, let's Go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and connect you. Let's go ahead and connect you. Do I really want that? Do I really want that? Then we want to have a T-junction over here, right? I guess. Pull you down to here. Pull you down to here. I'd like this junction maybe to be a bit bigger, actually. Because again, that's another problem that I constantly have, is like just making things a little too tight. Why? I don't know. So I suppose I could do this kind of a thing. Those pink dots are going to kill me until we're able to get rid of them. Alright, so we can do this. We can pull over the other side as well. If we want to drop anything off over there, but I don't know if we do, because don't we just want to use our vehicle and container storage over here instead? That's what I would assume. That's what I would assume. Like, why even bother having the train connection over there? But, again, this feels like it's supposed to be a giant warehouse. Oh, you know what? Maybe. Maybe it's room for containers. Harbor for containers and vehicles. I have no reason to believe. Part of the tooltip is obviously not even clearly legible, unfortunately. Oh man, okay, well, I'm gonna play it safe for now. We're not building any of this right now, we're not paying for any of this right now, so playing it safe in terms of space, and if things turn out to work differently than I'd anticipated, then it's easier to, you know, give us that space back rather than try and find a way to cram things in if we didn't make space for it. So, let's go ahead and get this road facing up there. I mean, I could do this a couple of ways, right? I could do this, like, over... I think this is the right spot. This is a weird, unnecessary T-junction, it feels like. Now, let's go ahead and put you down over here. Like so. And I wouldn't mind having the sun up for this. Might actually wait for the sun to come up. Let's put this down for now, though. Alright, drop you down over here. Come on now, there we go. And we'll have... Yeah, this is going to be really kind of weird. Well, okay, you know what? The tracks are bright enough that I don't need the sun to be up for this. So, right side, right side, right side, right side. That's not what I mean. Pull this down a little bit. Pull you down a little bit as well. And from here. Why is my junction not looking pretty? Come on. I guess the connection is actually over here. There. There we go. For once, I'd like my tracks to be laid out in an attractive looking manner. Right side, there we go. Pull this out so that it's straight for a little bit. I think that's right. Left side. Crossing not allowed. Why not? Okay. Well, that doesn't work. That doesn't work then, does it? Cancel you. Cancel you. Go over to, well, hold on, how about this? How about we start with this one? And then we do this one after. I hope that's enough room for decently sized trains. I think it is. I mean, I could always go a lot bigger. Could go over there, right? I could go a lot bigger, but hopefully this is enough room. But that's not even, like, all of it, right? Like, we have this whole situation as well. I don't think I even want to connect you that way. We have this whole situation as well. And you know what? Yeah, I don't like this as much as I would like it to face the other way. And again, yeah, we're going with a large container because... Or the large storage, because I feel like that just... is, again, future-proofing. What else are we going to do in this space, right? What else are we going to do in this space? Alright, so that's this. And here we can continue on. Right. Well, let's go ahead and connect you to here. Got nice wide circle. Connect you up over here as well. Hopefully I'm able to... Again, kind of a weird situation, isn't it? Or like, we don't really need a T-junction over here. But I guess we do. Crossing not allowed. Over here. Let's go. Really don't need a T-junction. What we need is... pop out this way. Not go that far. Cancel out a little bit. And loop up this way. Yeah, because there's no time that a train needs to go from here over to here, so we don't need a T-junction. This makes sense to me. And what I might want to do is have something like this going on. Right, so it can get to the right side as needed. On which note, I think I'll probably want some crossings here as well, right? Maybe we tackle that stuff afterwards. Or this can all just be, this entire section can just be two ways. And over here we have one giant crossing, and it all gets organized as needed, where needed. That's an option. Alright, cool. So, hopefully it'll work. Hopefully this all makes sense. You know, I actually quite like the look of this. It's a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be. Then this track over here needs to be doubled up, right? And I think we are, yeah. I mean, the tunnels are going to take a long time and a lot of resources to build. I might actually auto-build them, but I do think it's the better call. It's a much more efficient call in the long run. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to accept that I might be wrong, but I feel like I like what the idea is, and it's nice to try and execute on ideas we like. Now, actually, for some reason, that reminds me. With regards to the latest update that's come through, the Seasons update that's still in beta right now, many of you have shared your opinions, which is super helpful to me, because evidently many of you feel like it's still not perfectly implemented yet. Some of you have mentioned some bugs, which is a great reason why I didn't do the whole song and dance just quite yet in terms of getting it working for this playthrough just quite yet. So I might do that later when it becomes a fully implemented thing. But another thing that many of you pointed out was that retroactively adapting to Seasons is actually quite, not a challenge, but it's quite painful, which is different. I don't mind a challenge, but if something is painful, to the point that y'all would warn me that it might not be a good idea to do, that's definitely tells me something. So we might not implement that update with our playthrough, just because of apparently how much of a struggle it can actually be. That would be a bit of a bummer, I think. But that had me thinking, and based on what many of you have said in the comments as well, I was thinking that it'd be pretty neat to do a restart when the game releases its 1.0 edition, which is supposed to be this year. I don't know if plans have changed, but it's supposed to be this year. I'm not dead set on it. We can always obviously keep our glorious nation continuing, but it'd be neat to do a restart at that point, perhaps, having taken all the lessons we learned between now and then, and approaching things with a proper plan at all times, rather than what we've done so many times, which is just like, oh, this is cool, let's just do it, we'll deal with the consequences later. Y'all let me know what you think about that. I think that's the way to go about it if we're going to do a restart. I think that's the way to go about it. But again, as always, I'm open to other people's opinions. Now, what's up with the unemployment over here? Still pretty high, eh? Still pretty high. I mean, hopefully... We're actually seeing a surprising amount of lag up over here as well lately. Yeah, the numbers just not coming through quickly enough. By numbers, I mean workers. Let's see if we can't maybe get more. We're going to Veteran Grad West. You are as well, alright. These two buildings already are. Are you... You're not. Maybe we should specify where you go as well. Just because all these opportunities have opened up, right? And understandably, some people are trying to take advantage of them. But unfortunately, that's also causing us some harm in many ways. What are you up to? You guys go wherever you please. Alright. Really need to make sure these industries don't slow down as much as they have. At least we're going to back up on mechanical components here momentarily. It's almost like I want slower trains going back and forth. Yeah, see, this train's already back to empty the warehouse out over here. Pick up 33 tons, which we're going to have to try and keep up with down over here. Tough. Tough. But it is what it is. We'll tackle that stuff later. Down over here, no food. Why no food? Because there's no food over here. Why is there no food up over there? Is it because... Oh, this is maybe why. That'll do it. Man, when did this become a problem? I mean... When has anything not been a problem? Hopefully you'll get out of here. What's the deal over here? Let's see. I guess this, like, isn't reading all the way through to here. Alright, this is gonna be an issue, isn't it? I'm gonna go over here. This is one way. Yeah, this is not good. That's not gonna let you through. Like, turn you around as well, which I guess I might as well. You're not gonna get too far either. Oh, actually, you'll get... You'll get far-ish. Back around. Loop back around. You as well. Loop back around. Let's go. Just need to cross a set of semaphores. I can put some more random semaphores down. Go, go, go. Nah. Alright. Actually wonder if that's what I needed. There's a problem. Why are these guys not moving? You are still stuck over here. Now you're supposed to be, no? That's gonna leave, it's gonna cross. You're gonna come through. Alright, let's pick up the pace here a little bit. You're gonna come through. You're gonna pick up some workers. Yep, you're gonna leave. Cool. Now are you able to come through? No, you're still jammed. Right. You're headed back. Let's see, hold on a second. That... This is 2A. Should work. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Lots of these issues. Positiveness issues. Yeah, the jamming of food supply is obviously not good. Especially because now all these trucks are going to arrive here at the same time. On the bright side, though, we've got food, we've got crops. Maybe this will actually work out. Maybe this will actually work out for us. Jeez. Alright, sun's setting. Let's just double speed it until the sun rises again. So this is all planned. Yes, excellent. This is all planned up to here. We might actually not get an oil rig down today, but hey, we got an iron mine done, so there's that. We got another one about halfway done. Good stuff. This one's about just over halfway, maybe 3/4 or so done. We're making progress. We're making progress. Yeah, that was good. That was good. And the fact that we're planning while all this is happening is great because, you know, hopefully this will be done when we're done planning this, and then we're gonna get to work on all the vehicle stuff. Yeah, we're making good progress, I think. Sorry, but back over here. Hopefully food's coming back. Hopefully food's on its way back. Looks like it. There we go. Feed the people, please. Meat. I mean, meat's obviously having similar issues because it was going to pick up from the same road, right? No, but meat is a problem over here. Well, food's been emptied out as well, so hopefully meat's a problem over there because it's been picked up. What's the deal down over here, though? We have crops, we got livestock, workers. Oh, right, of course, because workers weren't coming through down over here. Obviously, that's going to be a problem. You're loading up, and that's good. Some of y'all need to wait until you're loaded until you come down here. Yeah, this is another thing about distribution offices. It's just like, why are you down here? Why are you down here to unload if you don't actually have a load to unload? Like, that just doesn't... Same thing over here. It's like, why are you down here congesting this area? I don't like that. I don't like that. Anyway, sun's up, back to work over here. So, this section is all done. Now, the ship comes over here. We have to get a specific ship to move oil and fuel and bitumen. Again, it's not just oil. Oil, fuel, bitumen, right? It's all three of them. It all gets loaded up over here, shipped across to here. Again, the small dock, I think, is enough for 2 ships. That should be enough. The piping will come around. Yeah, I think we're able to do this. We're not auto building. Yeah, do this. Don't quite like the shape of that. Do this. Come on. Should've just been happy with what I had earlier. Should've just been happy with what I had earlier. This is what I get. Oh, there we go. Cool. So, out comes the fuel. Here. Then what happens? Okay, so the ship has arrived. It sends the things in individually because the pipe pumping station is going to distribute everything that's coming through. Go ahead and put you down over here. We want to make sure everything has power, right? Down over there, and the pipe. Oh no, hang on a second. Ah, gotcha. All right, not a problem. That's not a problem. That just means that on this side, we either upgrade this and make a large harbor. Maybe not a terrible idea. What's more efficient, I suppose. The pumping harbor costs 96 steel. Okay, 96 steel, 3,500 days. 96 steel, 3,500 days. The cargo harbor is 150 steel over 6,000 work days. That's the one with the pipe input. Ah, okay. So it has to be the pumping harbor then. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and organize this space here. Just gotta terraform ever so slightly. Don't mind a little bit of it, right? It's completely accurate historically, especially in the 90s. So the pumping harbor, hopefully we'll be able to get you nicely over here. A bit more digging required. There we go. Pumping harbor, where you at? There you are. There we go. All right. There we go. I'd like to line it up nicely. Some parts require to be in the water, right? Little corner over here. I'd like to line it up nicely to our existing harbor. Here, let's do that. Cool. Alright. So, here then. The ship arrives, starts dumping its various fuel and fuel byproduct products. The pipe pumping station will help separate some of it. We could do it over here. We can actually bring 2 lines down, so that's good. Let's see, from over here, I really hope this works the way I expect it to work, because otherwise, like I said, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. But, we'll think about that later. So this is our storage number 1. This is our storage number 2. And this is our storage number 3. I mean, I kind of like it all to come through the pumping station only because that seems kind of cool, but it seems kind of silly, doesn't it? Holding down control so it doesn't auto-build the connections. So actually, I think I'd rather do that and then go ahead and demolish the road connection over here. I don't want this stuff to build yet. All right. Also demolish the pipe connection over here. Now the road over here should be able to go up and over like so and connect. We're not connecting yet. I don't want this stuff to be built yet. There. You'll be able to connect over here. Over here, we're connecting you like so. And these guys will be able to connect as well. But before we do that, I want to get our oil and fuel loading and unloading for the vehicle. And this will hopefully pull exactly what the vehicle is asking for at the time. But it's only got one input. So now on this side, we're going to need this pumping station. God, I hope this works. And we're going to put you down like so. I would like to connect to this as well. Okay, tooltip, you're in my way. There we go. We do this kind of a thing. Or we... Yeah, no, we do this kind of a thing. Try and get this to line up as nicely as possible. There we go. And then you, my good friend, are going to loop around this way. Hopefully these pipes will never spill. We did some very oily food for a little while. You up over there, and up a step. There we go. Sure, so now this is getting fuel from all directions, and then it's going to unload to over here, where a vehicle is going to pick up. I don't know if I want this one or if I want this one. Oh, not that one. This one. What's the preference here? It doesn't tell me like throughput or anything. Our requirements are the same. Construction requirements are the same. It's just the way the road connection works. This is like a one-way. Vehicles go in and out. I don't know. Do I prefer that or do I prefer this one? Let's do this one. Their footprint's about the same, so we can swap them out if necessary. But that goes over there. All right, cool. So, the road connection's over here. Let's see. These guys are connected. Great. Getting you connected is maybe going to be a bit of a challenge. Let's see. Okay, what we can do is... this is actually quite nice, because this will connect down over here, I suppose. I'm going to smooth this out a little bit. A little bit, I said. There we go. Pull you over there, and then... Ah, no, I guess not. Hoping for a neater turn. But that works, okay. What about down over here, though? Let's see. We get you turning over this way. Go ahead and get rid of some of this piping. Just have to elevate it a bit. Get you over to here. And then down over to here. Right? Let's deal with our piping next. I want to make sure it's all working before I move on. Up a step. Too far there. A little too far there. Up a step. Over. There we go. Nice. I believe vehicles will be able to go underneath that just fine. Otherwise, it wouldn't let me do the building, right? It's too bad the pipes are all overland. But we're fine. Okay, so you're connected there. You're connected here. Your road connection here is fine. You will be able to connect there. You'll be able to connect here. And you will be able to come up this way. Man, the mouse scrolling thing, I wish I'd realized that so much sooner. It makes the shape so much nicer. So much nicer. But okay, so, again, an overview. Train comes through. We know, okay, so we know what happens down over here, right? The train comes through, up, 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 up. And if it's an oil train, it loops around this way, goes over here, dumps the oil, fuel, bitumen, right? Because one train is going to carry all three. This pump is going to separate. It's going to take some time. It's going to separate oil, fuel, bitumen. Ship arrives. It asks for oil. Out goes the oil. It asks for fuel. Out goes the fuel. It asks for bitumen. Out goes the bitumen. Yes, we're all connected over here. Then the ship goes across, arrives here. This pumping station will pull, let's say, oil and fuel, whereas bitumen will go directly into this storage. Oil, fuel, bitumen. Truck arrives, wants oil, picks up oil through this pumping station. Wants fuel, picks it up through this pumping station. Wants bitumen, picks it up through this pumping station. Now, if these pumping stations don't work like that, then we're in trouble, and I need to reconsider how these work. But these are very nice and compact. I very much like to keep them nice and compact, so hopefully this is how they work, and hopefully this will be quite successful for us, and not just successful, but lucrative as well. On which note, we will need to find a way to export the oil and fuel. We'll deal with that later. The other harbor we'll need somewhere up over here is, of course, the one for vehicles. Again, as we've learned, that is a separate one entirely. I don't know if we'll put it down, somewhere over here, closer to the city. I don't know if we'll put it down over here. Well, I don't know if there's enough room for such a big harbor down there. We'll figure it out, though. But it is something we need to consider as well. But I'm really excited for these developments. Really excited for these developments. I mean, planning is always super fun, in my opinion. It's like, I mean, it's a city builder, so planning is, the biggest challenging part of it, I would say. But this is exciting to me. I think this all makes sense, and again, like I said, if it doesn't, then y'all need to pipe up, just like we piped up our cities here. But I do think all this makes sense and will work. I actually quite like how it looks as well. Hopefully it looks just as pretty when it's actually built and not just yellow highlights. But I do quite like how it's coming together. It was exciting times. Sorry, just doing quick overviews for my own sanity here to make sure I've got everything and understood everything correctly. I believe so. I believe as long as those pumping stations work like I expect them to. This also makes for a really nice thumbnail, I think. As long as those pumping stations work the way I think they do, they should work quite nicely for us. I'm excited. This is going to be super exciting. Anyways, I'm going to wait for the sun to rise. 1990, December 4 is right around the corner. What problems will we have solved by then? Oh, hey! Oh, we're at 10 million. Nice. Unemployment is, lower than it was at the start of the session, which is promising. We'll see if that continues. And as the sun rises, we see that food distribution needs to catch up. Oh yeah, meat's being dropped off now. We're getting there. I might want to get my own small trucks distributing food out from the warehouse. The fact that it's sitting here for so long is a problem for me. Now, granted, this shopping center is able to feed the people, which is great for it, but what about all the other places? And it doesn't help. Why did the warehouses change like this? There was a time when, I don't know. I thought I remembered a time when the warehouse would be emptied, the thing that was, connected nearest to it. But maybe I'm mistaken. Anyway, folks, good progress today, I think. We made progress on these iron mines. Oh, wow, yeah, we made a lot of progress down over here. The iron ore processing plants as well. They've been getting all their resources, so that's fantastic. A couple of mechanical components will be required here and there. Hopefully, we're getting that stuff coming through as well, though actually it seems like we're not, so I gotta figure out what's going on over there with regards to said mechanical components and their delivery down over here. We'll tackle that, though, next time. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this session. This is where we're going to call it. Our glorious nation continues to grow and find new ventures and new resources to take advantage of. Not one oil rig went down today, but next session, I think, we'll see us finally actually, cracking the surface of the Earth for that purpose. Folks, if you enjoyed, you know what to do. As always, let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. It makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel, as you very well know by now. If you spot any issues with our infrastructure that we're building up, let me know as well, and give us an opportunity to fix it before it becomes a permanent problem. And hopefully the train problems, at least some of them, have got some permanent solutions now. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly, and a big ol' thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, до свидания.